Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and on this channel I speak about perfumes, so if this is something that you're into then please subscribe. And today I would like to speak about the new releases from NUIT NOMADE. They recently released 3 extracts and one of them is Jardins De Misfit, and it's a version of perfume that already existed for them, so they just released it in like an extract version. And when I first heard about this set, I was really excited because the fragrances sounded like something that I would like, and also I love the original Jardin De Misfit, and like the rest of the fragrances sounded pretty good, so I decided to give it a shot, and that's why I want to now review them for you guys. And so I would like to start with my favorite out of all the 3, and it's no surprise, Jardins De Misfit. So this perfume is pretty rosy, like it's first and foremost a rose perfume, rose and dates. Like there is very jammy, sweet, decadent type of rose in the opening, and you can definitely pick up on the dates as well. It's very sweet, kind of like borderline gourmand, but it doesn't go into completely gourmand direction. So there is also something slightly spicy, and there is note of Havana in the opening, and I think that's what gives it like a slight hint of spiciness, but it's not very prominent spiciness. It's just a touch, and I would say the rose note here is pretty watery and airy. It's sweet and jammy, but at the same time there's air, and you know, it's almost like some kind of aquatic type of rose, because in the original Jardin De Misfit, rose was very sweet. Like it was too sweet for me. It was like just sickeningly sweet in the opening, and I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, but here I think it's done perfectly. And there's also a note of honey, which goes here really well. This combination of rose, honey, and dates, it creates like a very alluring and captivating type of perfume. I think that this fragrance is best for fall and winter because it's pretty intense and it's pretty sweet and kind of like on the heavy side. So I think that it would be too much during the spring and summer, but it's perfect for fall and winter, perfect for date nights, evenings out, and other occasions like that. And in the dry down, this perfume becomes more soapy, kind of more soapy and spicy. It's very interesting because this is not the direction that I saw this fragrance going into. I thought it's gonna stay like a very rosy, sweet honey dates type of perfume, but it goes into like a spicy territory, soapy territory. So this is something to keep in mind in case you do not like soapiness and spiciness. And I also want to mention that I do not smell almonds here at all. There may be somewhere, but I don't really pick up on them, so just keep that in mind. And that was my review for Jardins De Misfit Extrait. I really like it, and I think it's perfect release for this time of year. And I want to mention that the 2 next fragrances, unfortunately, they were not for me. They were not perfumes that I would wear because I thought that they're very masculine, very strong, very woody, like and smoky. So personally, I would not wear them, and personally, they're not my taste. But it doesn't mean that it's bad perfumes. It doesn't mean that they are not for everybody. I just want to put it out there so you can take my review with a grain of salt. Like I like them objectively, like they're high quality, you know, they're very interesting, very unique, but subjectively, like my own taste, it's just not it. It's just not for me. So the next I want to talk about silver saffron because it took the 2nd spot for me, and this is a very interesting take on saffron. Like it opens up with a blast of saffron, which is pretty pleasant, and it's mixed with raspberry, and it's very kind of like fruity, juicy type of raspberry, and I really like this mix of like saffron and raspberry. I think it makes this fragrance very unique and something that I haven't smelled before. But then there is also like some kind of woodiness and spiciness and smokiness that's coming out after the opening starts to dry down, which I'm not a fan of, but like I kind of want to keep smelling it because it's kind of addictive, but like, it's just not something that I picture myself wearing because to me it's very masculine, and there is note of papyrus, I think, and I think that's the note that makes it very kind of green, very woody, smoky, and spicy. It kind of reminds me of like being in a cabin, and there's like the cabin is made of wood, and it's kind of a little bit moist, the cabin, like, you know, more like the moist wood, like the rain just finished, and then you come into this cabin and there is like a smell of rain and wood, and that's what this perfume reminds me of. It's also slightly like metallic. It has this like gold quality about it, slightly metallic quality about it, and I know that saffron can do that to fragrances, so I think that's what's happening here. But like, I think I would really enjoy it on a man because it's a masculine fragrance. I don't really see a woman wearing it, but of course, you do you. I think fragrances have no gender, but of course we all have our preferences. So that was my review on Silver Saffron. So, and the third spot was taken by Estrella De La Manana. So I've watched reviews on this scent and people were saying it's like a very nice cocoa type of scent, slightly like fallish, a little bit woody, and I was expecting it to be a lot softer than it actually is, a lot more sweet and kind of like chocolate cocoa like, but boy, I was wrong. Like, I just sprayed it and it's incredibly intense. It's very smoky, and there is no like smoky notes, but there is a note of birch, which I read can definitely make fragrance smell smoky, and it definitely like makes this fragrance extremely smoky. It's also very intense, it's very strong, it's the strongest out of all the three fragrances. Like, I sprayed one spray on my wrist and it was projecting like crazy. I don't even remember like last time perfume projected like that before. I waited for around 20 to 30 minutes for it to like quiet down a little bit, but it did not happen, so I had to wash my hand a little bit, and even after I washed my hand a little bit with a soap, it did not help and it stayed there. Of course, it started projecting less, but like, that's all you need to know about the strength of this fragrance. It's really strong. So if you're looking for beast mode, then this is for you. So for me, this is also very masculine scent, even more so than Silver Saffron, because Silver Saffron, at least I can kind of like imagine a woman wearing this. I cannot imagine a woman wearing, to be honest, because even though there is like a note of cocoa, but it's not the cocoa that you imagine. It's not sweet. It's not anything that you think about when you think of cocoa. Like, it's not sweet at all, it's not gourmand at all, it's just kind of dry and powdery and dusty type of cacao. So the main notes that I smell are cacao and birch, and there's also benzoin and vanilla, but I don't really pick up on either of those. So you have to kind of like very smoky perfumes to like this one, and this perfume reminds me of being in a sauna, and you know, there's like a smell of dry hot wood, and that's what it kind of reminds me of. So very woody, like extremely woody, one of the woodiest perfume I've ever tried. And there is like the cacao kind of smoothes it out in the dry down, and it becomes more kind of wearable and more smooth and soft, but by no means this is a soft perfume or becomes very soft. Like, it kind of softens out compared to the opening, but it's not soft. So if you think that it's gonna be like a mix of cacao, vanilla, and a little bit of wood, no, that's the opposite. It's just like a lot of wood, 90% of the wood, 90% of the birch, then maybe 5% of cacao and 5% vanilla in the dry down. So this was also unfortunately not for me, but objectively this is a nice perfume for men especially, and I think that they are pretty unique. I have never smelled something like that, and they smell very high quality. They smell very refined, you know, very sophisticated. Like, it smells very natural, like kind of nature, like, you know, the smell of wood. It's very natural, it's not chemical, it's not weird, you know, because lots of the time, you know, fragrances, they can smell a little bit chemical, a little bit artificial, and there's nothing artificial about these three scents. So I think they are pretty good, but of course my favorite is Jardins De Misfit, and this one is the perfume that I would wear myself. So this was my review on the 3 new extracts by UNE NOMADE, and I really hope that it was helpful for you guys, and I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!